look in the mirror, man, you're so dirty. Yeah, you look so dirty. You were never worthy. Lately, it's you.
Welcome to the Jeremy Hill Show. If you're easily triggered, leave now because this is not the show for you. Now, what I'm going to be talking about in this reaction video is something kind of funny, but it is what it is. I'm going to show you an Asian lady who is going viral for saying that black women in particular have extremely wide, big, loose coochie holes. She says that they don't have no walls simply because ebony colored men, such as myself, have gigantic, big wood. Now, I want you to understand something. This is a stereotype possibly, but I want you to understand this. The way that our women in our community they are quick to go to social media and brag on their exploits in the bedroom, how they got the guac 3000, how they can toot it up, how they got the wet and stuff like that. You are feeding the stereotypes. You don't want to be called that. You don't want to be called a woman who lives a lifestyle of debauchery and promiscuity, but yet you look left, you look right, you go on Instagram, you go on anything, and you got some women up there who are just going to let it all hang out, okay? So you really shouldn't be offended by her stereotype. You shouldn't be offended by how other people see you because you're doing it to yourselves now. So let me go ahead and play, I'm gonna play the Asian lady in a little bit, but I wanna play this other lady first. And I want you to see the mentality, the cuckoo mentality, in my most humble opinion. Let me go and get to it right now. This is for educational purposes, so you can be educated. Can you dig it? Let's get it.
Y'all be saying that girls with 20 or more bodies have no walls or are real loose. So if you f your girlfriend 20 times, does she have no walls? Is she loose?
Now I want you to think about that. This is how our women are so lost, man. This is when a woman is trying to justify promiscuity. This is when a woman is trying to justify a high body count. This is when a woman is trying to justify being loose and being fast. Now, how in the world can you say something like that? How can you say that there's a difference between one man sleeping with you 20 times as opposed to 20 different men sleeping with you one time each? The difference is this, since you can't think no further than your nose. Every man has a different size. Every man has a different length and girth. Every man does it differently. So yes, if you sleep with 20 different men and you sleep with each 20 men one time, it can have a detrimental effect on your body. I don't want to hear it's a muscle. That don't mean anything. There are women out here walking around right now who have no walls right now because it has been obliterated by well-endowed men. Many well-endowed men. How in the world can someone actually sit back and justify the fact that they are so fast? Now, I'm gonna play it one more time. I'm gonna go on with the thing. Let's keep going.
Y'all be saying that girls with 20 or more bodies have no walls or are real loose. So if you f your girlfriend 20 times, does she have no walls? Is she loose? Y'all are so dense. The vagina is a muscle.
Now she calling you dense now. Now you think about what she said, and she's trying to say you're dense. I don't think we're the ones dense, sweetie pie. No way, honey child. Hold on one second. I want you to hear a woman who's trying to fight against this particular culture. She actually got something good to say.
I absolutely hate the way that this generation has normalized having a high body count and being ran through, and in the same token, found a way to demonize people who actually speak up and say, no, these things are not normal, and it's not okay to be ran through. It's not okay to have a high ass body count. You are not childish if you sit here and you agree with me.
Exactly. I've said this before. The women who claim to be traditional, or they claim to be women of virtue, or They claim to be women who don't do these type of outrageous behaviors, who don't display these outrageous behaviors. You have to speak up for yourself. I can't do it. I can expose as much shameful behavior as possible, but you got to do it too. Now, also, she's right. The women who are mustard back heifers, the women who are out there living wild, untamed, crazed lifestyles of promiscuity, they are targeting the women who are not participating in that, the women that they are labeling as pick-me's and, you know, women who are supposed to be weak. They are trying to stamp them out. They are trying to silence their voices so that their voices are the only ones heard, so that their voices could be the only voices that influences the next generation of females, okay? Just like a rotten apple, when a rotten apple is inside of a box of other apples, that one rotten apple will corrupt all the apples. All the other apples were spoiled. So these type of no good for nothing, in my most humble opinion, women, their lifelong journey or mission is to corrupt all women who have morality. They want to shame them. That's my humble opinion for some reason. Let's keep going.
Childish, if you sit here and you agree with me, we are not childish, because having a high body count, allowing yourself to be ran through is one of the most devaluing things that you can do to yourself. It tells me that you have no self-respect, you have no control over your sexual impulses, you have very little discipline, you have very little critical thinking skills. If you can sit here and you can lay your ass down with anything, I do not want you as a partner. It matters. It 100% matters where you have been, who you have laid your head down with.
Now, I want you to understand what this woman said. See, women want you to think that body count don't matter. But let me tell you this, body count doesn't matter to the women who have a high body count. You hear what I'm saying? And it does matter to women who do not have a high body count. Just like when men say it matters to us if a woman has a high body count. It says a lot about you if you sleep around with a whole lot of different men. I don't know why that's hard to understand. It's not hard to understand. It's just that women are choosing to go the route of promiscuity and whoredom in droves to the point where they don't have no conscience about what they're doing. Their conscience would give way to shame. And if you don't have a conscience, then you are unable to feel shame. So these women are not shameful, okay? They know exactly what a man means when he says, we don't want women who sleep around. Because believe it or not, there was a time, there was a generation of men and women alike who looked down on that particular behavior. But now it's celebrated through entertainment. It's celebrated through fashion. It's celebrated through social media. Can you dig it? And that's what we're dealing with right now. Now, let me show you these Asian women who said what they said that got a lot of other ebony colored women mad. But let me ask you, is it truthful or is it fiction? Let me get to it.
The reason why some girls' vagina is tighter than others is because, No, it has nothing to do with that. They said that it's because, like, ethnicity-wise, like black men have, are known to have larger dicks, so therefore the women have bigger holes. And then you know
Now think about that. Now, that's her speaking underneath the assumption that a black woman, not just because she don't think, from my understanding, maybe she do. She's not saying that all black women have that. I think based on what she says, it's because black men have quote unquote larger pieces of wood. So I hope she don't think that, but if she does, it is what it is. But she thinks that black women are getting so much of the wood that it has to be huge. And there are men that will tell you that are black, that there are women who have absolutely no walls. And it's not because of childbirth, it's because they are ran through. But man, we got women right now coming on the internet celebrating and bragging about the fact that they got 2,000 bodies, man. A woman said she had 3,000 bodies. One woman said she had 150 bodies by the time she made 20. So you mean to tell me that that's not going to affect the elasticity of the vajayjay at all? Oh, you can do Kegels and stuff, do weights and stuff. Man, get the hell out of here. You know the tightest coochie is? The most tightest, succulent, juiciest coochie is the virgins. That you can't get no tighter than that, Jack. They don't have to go work out that cat like they got to go to get a gym membership for their coochie. That thing is already going to be tight enough, and it's going to have to adjust to the width of that man's wood to give him that snug fit. You women have to go do tricks. You got to buy oils. You got to buy serums. You got to buy this and that. You got to get fruit right over there. You got to go to, chants and ooh, my hama. You got to put chants over your cat. You got to go do Kegels. You got to do all this crazy stuff just to tighten it back. And you wouldn't have to do none of that if you would have just kept your legs closed. Can you dig it? Who knows? Maybe you can dig it. Well, I can't say can you dig it because apparently you already got dug out because it's so loose. I don't know what to say about that shit. But anyway, I'll be hollering at y'all pretty soon, man. Hope y'all enjoy this new jazz, baby. You know what I mean? I've been getting some new jazz for y'all, man. Check this out. I'm gonna cut a little bit more, a little louder. Woo! That piano in that baby. I can dig it, boy. Jazz is beautiful, man. Jazz is beautiful, baby. Let me tell you something. Everybody, every man who got half a brain loves jazz, man. Men who are mentally stable, they're saying, I can dig it. Men who are mentally disabled, they're saying, I can dig it. And that's not to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm just saying we come together in unison over beautiful jazz music. And this is for educational purposes. All right, now. I'm going to give y'all a holler later on. Y'all take it easy now, you hear?